Hope the audio's good. When you guys are present, just let me know if you guys can hear me good. What's up, buddy? You hear me good? Is the audio good? Awesome. Awesome. How's everybody doing? Talk to me. I just wanted to talk about if Bitcoin by the year 2022 is 100,000. Um, what do you think the price of Ethereum? What do you think the price of Bitcoin Cash? What do you think the price of Ripple? I would love to hear your views, your opinions, because we're gonna have a crash again when Bitcoin gets to 100,000. And listen how I'm speaking. When it gets to those numbers, we're gonna have a crash, and that's healthy. And then the same thing will happen where people freak out, and all the same narrative that's been happening. So we have to be prepared for that. Again, not financial advice, just what I'm looking at. This is what I believe. Yeah, what would vet be? What will the price of all these coins, and which ones will still be around? You know what I mean? Yeah, cycles, definitely. You got to be prepared for this. A lot of people are not really prepared for this. So that's what happens when you're not prepared. You're going to get you're gonna get caught by surprise, and then you're not gonna know what to do, and then you know, you start hesitating. Then before you know it, you're going back down when you should have been harvesting. You know what I mean? You should have reaped the harvest. The season of plant, there's a season to reap the harvest. Got to know when to reap the harvest. And I am of the belief that by 2022, we should be hitting the peak, the top, the harvest, and then we should have a major crash again, and and so on and so on. Until this market really, really matures, we're not there yet. We're still in the beginning of. I believe we have one more of these big booms, and after the 2022 uh, crash, the peak and the crash. Yeah, I think the big peak, the big pump, again, it's with the halving. We start taking off. I've been saying this for a while. Others who have been in this for quite a bit have been saying this. Just you have YouTubers who need to make just some extra content to make things spicy or whatever, or to make it, I guess like every day you gotta come up with something new. I've been of the belief that we by the year 2022 we hit the peak, and then we hit a crash. We start going down, and 2021, 2022, around there. I mean, I'm not gonna be. I don't have a crystal ball to tell me, but it's around that timeline where we start seeing the major moves. But again, like I've always been saying, you got to know the seasons. Season to plant, season to harvest, and then there's the season where you kind of just like steadily relax. You don't get too hyped up. You don't get too nervous. Bitcoin goes up a little bit, Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum goes up, Ethereum goes down. Unless you're doing little swing trades here and there, just to, you know, like I've been doing little. I have different tiers, different stacks. Just to get in and get out and have a little fun and make some money here and there. Whenever I see a great price to get in for, like, let's say a Bitcoin Cash or Ethereum. Hey, trade assistant. Hey, man. Hey, blessings, brother. I know you always got to be there. You- I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I did to you, man, but you got burned. You got burned somehow, some way. But listen, uh, 2021, 2022. If you're getting cryptos, you'll have a good time, buddy. You'll be good. You'll be good. Just gotta relax. You gotta show patience, man. You gotta show patience. I understand. I understand. Maybe you don't. You're probably a banker. I don't know what it is. You don't like positive talk. You don't like. But I mean, you can't argue with this, man. You can't argue with it. 90K. Here's the thing, man. Everybody's in a different bracket, right? So how hard is it going to be for people to hold to 90,000? I think that's very hard. Okay, right? I mean, you gotta, just because you know something that you have a high probability of something happening. But let's say you got into Bitcoin at 3,000, right? 3,000, you got some Bitcoin at 3,000. It goes to 30,000. I mean, that's some great returns on investment there. You're gonna hold to 90,000, 100,000. It all depends on how long you can hold, but I've been in this for quite a bit, and it's not that easy to hold when you start seeing your returns coming back, and it all depends on how much you have, right? So, for example, let's use VeChain, right? Let's say somebody holds like 50,000 VeChain. I'm just throwing a number out there. Compared to someone who has 10 million VeChain, they're gonna have a different time table of cashing out on maybe 50% of the vet. Uh, you know, you get what I'm trying to say? It's all relative to how much you have, how much you're willing to hold. But at the end of the day, I hope everybody makes profits, takes profits. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it's about, man. So if you're holding 40 Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Cash goes to 5,000, right? It's different. Well, now here's the thing: if Bitcoin is at 90,000, how much do you think Bitcoin Cash will be priced around? How much will Ethereum be priced around? How much will Ripple be priced? XRP, right? The top five coins, and will they still be the top five coins? Right, and then I mean you got a lot of special. You got special coins like AGI. I like AGI a lot, man. Um, Artificial intelligence, blockchain. You got Matic. I mean, you got a lot of different types of coins out there that it's gonna be really interesting. Right now, this is that part where it's kind of hard to just wait, right? It kind of sucks, that waiting period, man. Just gotta wait, but it pays off when you start seeing um, the returns come. That season. So we're kind of like in that waiting period, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Especially to May, right? January, February, March, April, May. April, May, very interesting. And then from there, we'll start seeing some fireworks, and we start moving closer to 2021. It's gonna feel like the old days of 2017. You know what I mean? Those were some fun days. So that's the way you got to look at these things. What is the price of, and how long can you hold a Bitcoin Cash? How long am I going to be able to hold my stack for Bitcoin Cash? If Bitcoin's at 100,000, will I make it? You know, Bitcoin Cash should be around 10,000 at least. You know what I'm saying? Will I get rid of it at 4,000, 3,000, 5,000? You know? I mean, it's great returns on investment. Ethereum, what will the price of Ethereum be? Ethereum's a monster. I'm gonna say it again. Ethereum's a monster. Low hanging fruit, and it's one of those that's gonna be hard for me to like. Just like VeChain, it's gonna be hard for me. I'm just being honest, but again, at the end of the day, we're here to take profits. That's at least for me. Still accumulating. So where do you guys see it? Where do you guys see the prices? Let's say Bitcoin is at 100,000. Where do you see Bitcoin Cash? Okay, just put it out there. If Bitcoin is at 100,000, what price do you see Bitcoin Cash? The real Bitcoin Cash. What's up, blockchain monkeys? What's up, buddy? I listen. Everybody has their opinions of where Bitcoin's gonna go. If it's gonna go back to 3,000, 4,000. Um, uh, I really, um, I mean, if it goes back, you buy more. I'm talking about like 2022, 2021. 2022, we're gonna hit a crash. Again, not financial advice, just my opinion. And that's why I restock again and just rinse and repeat the whole thing, and then we'll do it again. Um, we'll have that 2024, uh, that halving and Ethereum 6K. I like that. I like that. 5,000. Okay, see, that makes me happy. Um, if I think it's a little bit more than that though. For if Bitcoin, we're talking about the top here. And I see Bitcoin more not at 100,000. I see it at 140,000. That's where I actually see the top. That's just my opinion. At 100, between 100,000 and 140,000, between 2022. So man, I mean that's just crazy. I know right now, and I say crazy not like I don't believe it. Like it's just crazy. If Bitcoin's at 130,000, 120,000, guys, we're gonna be so happy with the results, and I do expect that. I honestly do expect those type of numbers. Even okay, let's say it doesn't even get there. Let's say it gets to 60,000, 70,000. We're gonna be happy with those results. Again, I don't believe everybody makes it to. Let's say you're holding. It depends how many bitcoins, and I've had this discussion with many people who hold Bitcoin, especially family members, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hold them. I'm gonna hold it all the way to a million, and this, and then after a while, they start realizing, nah. When I see it, make some really good returns on investment, I'm gonna be cashing out, and that's smart, man. You got to be smart. You know what I mean? Can't be greedy. Can't be greedy. Can't. But again, everybody has different necessities, different wants, different desires. Everybody's in a different level when it comes to what they want, what they're looking for. Yeah, I mean, see, if you're holding, okay, so 2025, but before 2025, I think you're gonna hit a high peak, right? So and now again, you could be holding a different amount of tokens, so you can probably play uh, different games. But you gotta remember, some people right here, and I don't want to tickle anybody's ear, right? So let me say, let's just say X, who's right now in this live stream, could be turning into a millionaire just because of cryptocurrencies, with one of these big booms, right? Um, you're not going to turn down being a millionaire just because he could hold to 2025. You understand? So, and I'm not trying to tickle anybody's ear. I'm not trying to, put some some bullcrap out there. This is why am I involved in this? I'm not here to waste my time. I think you guys are not here to waste your time. I think we got important things to do. Some of us have families. We have different things. We're looking for that blessing. Um, and again, I talk a lot about the blessing and blessings. And to me, this is one of those blessings, cryptocurrencies. And I believe, that's going to be very, very exciting and advantageous for a lot of us. It's going to push us in the right direction. But remember, with blessings and the blessing, blessings run out. That's why you need to have the blessing so you can always have blessings. And I talk a lot about that. And cryptocurrencies to me is one of those blessings. But it's going to be, to me, it's really exciting. That's one of the reasons why I pay a lot of attention to cryptos. Even though this beginning of the year I've been kind of laid back a little bit, because I don't think people need to hear so much right now. I don't like just to talk. You understand? I like to talk when people are scared. I try to give comfort when people are scared. Like when it's harsh. But now when we're in that season of just getting closer to the blessings of cryptocurrency, I'm kind of laid back. I think people can put two and two together. It's not that complicated. But when things get complicated and when there's fear, I try to do my best to help people out. I don't like fear. It's I'm like allergic to fear and negativity and toxic. I don't like that crap. So when I see people, trying and YouTubers trying to take advantage of other people by putting fear out there and oh my gosh, what's gonna happen and I try to come and try to speak what I believe is gonna happen and like yo, relax, don't freak out. We're in a different season right now. There's a season to accumulate, and you should be positive about this so that when you don't get excited when the harvest comes. You get excited when it's time to plant and you can take advantage of those prices that are really low so that when the harvest does come, you sit back and you relax. I don't know if you guys remember in 2017 when things were popping off, I wasn't even doing too many videos because I don't need to be talking around that. It's self-explanatory. You just you know what I'm saying? But when it's tough, I think people should be talking and should be helping and teaching and guiding into the right direction. I'm not saying that I'm this guru, but I think that's when a lot of us who have, especially even you guys, maybe you guys are not YouTubers, but you help out on Twitter and help out some people um, during the next crash because you've been through this and you understand it and you can explain when people freak out because there's going to be new people. There's always a new fish, right? There's always new fish. There's always new bait. There's always new something. And that's why experience helps out the newcomers. You know what I'm saying? What's up, brother? Happy Martin Luther King. Yep. Okay, so you got Bitcoin at 10,000. So I mean Bitcoin Cash at 10,000. I'm seeing. So if you see Bitcoin at 100, you got Bitcoin Cash at 10,000. So that means around 60,000 you see it more or less around the 4,000, 5,000 mark. Um I can see that. I definitely can see that. See, I won't be holding Bitcoin Cash to 10,000. Bitcoin Cash to me at 3,000, 4,000. I let it rip. I let it rip. But that's because I have, a certain amount. Um, Ethereum, guys, I can't give anybody financial advice, but I hope you guys have been And I believe me, I love VeChain, and I think Sonny Lu just spoke about this. He spoke about, Ethereum's not ready for mass adoption, but of course you got to give credit to where credit's due. You like Sonny Lu was even saying, I like Ethereum. I'm pretty sure he holds Ethereum. I mean, do you guys ever even think about that? Like certain projects holding certain coins, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. Uh, I think the top two that people should be holding, right? Again, not financial advice. You should be holding at least some sort of Bitcoin. Um, but I would be more aggressive with Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash at $100, 190, 100, around 150. If it comes back to those levels, you got to be aggressive. Again, not financial advice, just my humble opinion. Um, Again, because Bitcoin Cash is going to be here, in my opinion. And if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, Bitcoin Cash is going to bring back a lot of great returns on investment, and it's easier for you to hold. Let's say from Bitcoin going to 100,000, it's easier. First of all, you get more bang for your buck. Okay, that's obvious, and it's easier for you to hold Bitcoin Cash from 100 to $5,000 than it is for Bitcoin from 6,000 to 100,000, right? Because the more you put in, the more you have, the more you're gonna want to take profits. The more you're like, wait a minute, it went from 8,000 to 30,000. Let me take some profits, right? Because anything can happen, right? So you take your profits. So again, I would be more aggressive, um, seeing the prices. But for me right now, Ethereum, anywhere around these levels, especially when it was at 120, you got to be aggressive there. You got to be aggressive. Not financial advice, but just my humble opinion. You know what I mean? Matic is gonna surprise. Yep, yep. I love that team, man. I talked to them. Now listen. I've been a little bit distant. I've been a little distant from a lot of my sources and connections, just because of family things. Just been more focused on family. But I gotta talk to some people from Matic, Oceaniacs. There's a lot of Oceaniacs. There's a lot of interesting things happening. I wish some of you can see some of the things that are happening. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. But yeah, right now it's just that I'll be getting back, but I've been kind of distant a little bit since the beginning of the year. But I'll be getting back into cryptos. But yeah, Matic should be surprising a lot of people. Coinbase custody. I think they just posted that up in one of my um I think they're in Coinbase custody, right? I think they just put that up. I was just going through some of my Telegram chats with Matic, and but yeah, let's see what we got. Yeah, yeah. I mean that makes sense. Matic being, and that's where the institutional money. This is going to be very, very interesting moving forward. 2025, 2020, 2030, as we start seeing the new way of like passive income. Just it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And you see things evolving, like even schools, like universities, and you're gonna see a lot of like major corporations having their own schools, and things just changed. Technology is just it's just there's gonna be a lot of different things happening, different ways of making money, different ways of going to school, different ways of learning. And it's just technology. It's just the way it is. And I think I even did a video on this. Moore's law just talking about how things just advance quicker and technology, and um, it is what it is. And some people just might not, they're impatient, or they just don't realize it, or they do realize it, but they don't have the knowledge of how to attack it properly. But um, with technology, just things are changing. We're entering a different way of living. It's a different state of living. A lot of things happening in life. A lot of interesting things happening. This is an interesting year, um, and that's gonna set off a new decade. Um, there's a lot of spiritual things happening. Wealth transfers happening. There's a lot of things happening, man. I would love to talk about some different things, but when I get the go ahead, I'll let it rip, and I'll talk about a lot of different things. But there's a lot of interesting things, a lot of knowledge that's just being uh, discerned. See, you don't learn revelation. You catch it. You gotta catch a revelation, right? It's not something that you learn. You catch it, right? I'm not gonna talk about that right now, but ETH, I'm very bullish on Ethereum. If okay, so let's say Bitcoin. Let's say Bitcoin's not even at 100,000. Let's say Bitcoin is at 60,000, 50,000. Ethereum to me is the behemoth, like you said, the mammoth. Is the one that um, it does it all. And as the developers and more people come flocking to it, and pushing it in the right direction, um, Ethereum to me is the one that really, and I don't know why people really don't see this. It's sometimes people just can't see it. I don't know why. Maybe they don't do their study on it. I should put a link to a video where Vitalik is talking about Ethereum, um, and it just specifies directly what Ethereum's going to be doing, and in just many different directions. But yeah, that is the behemoth, man. That is the behemoth. That's the one. That's the one to me. If you ask me honestly, what should I be holding? Should I be holding Bitcoin if I had a choice? Now you can hold both of them, but if you had a choice, and with the prices where they're at, would I rather hold Bitcoin or Ethereum? I rather hold Ethereum. I rather hold Ethereum. Now Bitcoin is gonna do fine. It's gonna do well, but Ethereum is a monster. Definite monster. I've heard people ask me about Lisk and Pivx. Um, uh, Listen, that was 2017. We're in 2020. Remember, technology, everything changes. And as the market matures, we see things differently. Um, I haven't done any more research on those coins. There's too many. Uh, 2017 was a different time, right? Okay, 2018 was a different time. 2016 was a different time. Now we're in 2020, and we can start kind of learning more, maturing more, um, and low hanging fruit. Ethereum is there, and I, I don't know how people can pass up on Ethereum. And you guys know how bullish I am on VeChain. But again, Sunny Lou talked about this recently. Uh, you know, eh, he likes you got. How can you not like Ethereum? I mean, you got to be just a straight up hater not to like Ethereum. How do you not like Ethereum? Okay. Yeah, people could be sleeping on Link. I like iExec as well, RLC. Um, I hold many different coins, but I've been kind of taking advantage of Ethereum at these low levels. To me, they're still low. Um, and I'm talking about in the years to come. I want to be able to have enough Ethereum where I unleash a lot of Ethereum and I still hold Ethereum. You get what I'm trying to say? Where I make great returns on investment, but I still hold a lot of Ethereum for different things. But and again, that's for everybody has different. To you, 10 Ethereum could be a lot of Ethereum. To you, 100 Ethereum could be not enough Ethereum, right? Everybody's in a different bracket, different levels, and that's fine, man. You got to find your. Here's the thing in life, in general, just never be anxious about anything. About anything. Don't be anxious. Like, oh my God, if I don't do this, if I don't do. Once you're in that state of mind, you're not in the correct state of mind. Just do as much as you can at the pace you can and just flow with it and be happy, right? And the way you get to that mindset is that you don't look at cryptocurrencies as the ultimate blessing, right? If you put all your bags um, in one thing, it's gonna run out. You gotta have. I don't want to talk too much about that, but you know what I mean. Just don't be. Let me just pause there for a little bit. Let me go back to what I was saying. Just don't be too anxious about anything. Just go at your pace. I don't want to go too advanced now, but just go at your pace, relax, and everybody's at a different level. And as long as you're being productive and you're getting great returns on your investment, be happy, and just keep your mind positive, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Low cap. I like iExec RLC. And then you're talking ERC 20. We're not talking about VChain. So, but with that being said, as well, I'm I'm kind of I don't like the word trepidation here, but I have a pause with what you gotta make sure you have the top five coins, the ones that you like, before you start going after small market coins. I know you go for the Grand Slam, the big hit with the low market caps, but make sure, again, not financial advice, but make sure you have the right uh, ones that you like in the top five. And I've been speaking about this. Um, Ethereum for me right now is one of those that I would be going aggressive, and then low market cap. I like iExec. We spoke not too long on another live stream about UOS. I haven't done more research on it. I've kind of been a little laid back, 2020, just kind of relaxing, enjoying a little bit more. But there's some low market caps. Insular was one of those that was not that it broke our hearts, but it shifted things, and now you don't have that same. And I don't consider it a shitcoin. Okay, I don't consider it a shitcoin. But when you change the tokenomics of Insular, it kind of just shifted the whole scheme of it. Where, like, you know what, you might be doing great things, but I'm looking at great returns on investments, and when you change the tokenomics on it, I'm not gonna be so hyped up on it. So I took that, I put it more for more Ethereum, right? Any little games now with any of these small little tokens, small market caps, and I'm quick with it to go to Ethereum, especially where it's at. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I like AGI. I don't know if you guys have been doing research. Crypto AI Profit. does really good talks on Singularity Net. That's one of those you guys should be looking at. And that's, again, it's one of those that should be a game changer moving forward. 2025, 2030. It's one of those you should, I would suggest to hold some. Um, and you got, and it depends what's the low market cap, and then you got some tokens there like Matic that I believe are going to surprise a lot of people. Um, Focusing on India as well. There's a lot of interesting news coming out of India. Um, the, it's fun. It's fun. There's a lot of coins to research. Yeah, there's a lot of coins. There's a lot of coins to be looking at. Um, Anybody bullish on XRP? Can someone? I haven't. XRP's kind of been